Now, our next competition is two football stars. Walter Sweetness Payton versus Johnny the Golden Arm Unitas. Murph, who advances?
All right, so this one is pretty even, in my opinion. You have Peyton, who set an example as one of the toughest, hardest runners in the NFL. Known to be a fanatical hard worker, Peyton was nicknamed Sweetness, which is kind of ironic because he was a punishing runner, but his demeanor, well, was kind of sweet.
Absolutely. Such a great juxtaposition. But Johnny Unitas, on the other hand, just as tough on the field, but had a more rough-edged demeanor than Peyton did, you know? Now, Unitas was the prototypical drop-back quarterback. Yeah. He once went 47 consecutive games with a TD pass and led the Colts to 3 NFL championships. It's a hard call because they both were the best at their positions when they played. But I'm going with Jackson State's own Sweetness on this one.
All right, I'm going with you. Tough loss for Johnny U, but that's the way it goes. Now, who's next? How about the great Bill Russell versus Jerry West? Two iconic NBA players.
All right, here. This one's going to be tough. We've talked about the great Bill Russell before on this show, Murph. The most intimidating, dominant defensive player to ever lace up a pair of sneakers. Now, West, he's amazing, but he's no Bill Russell.
All right, well, West is so iconic that the NBA logo has his image on it. You can't argue that. Mr. Clutch, when they talk about the two greatest guards in NBA history back in the day, it was always Oscar Robertson and Jerry West. There was no question about it. But you're right. It's got to be Russell when it's all said and done. Which brings us to our next matchup. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar versus Sandy Koufax.
Here we have the greatest pitcher of his era, Sandy Koufax, judged by strikeouts, dependability, sheer dominance. But we have to take into account longevity. He had only 6 great years. Now, in those 6 years, he won 129 games, but he got hurt, and his career ended prematurely.
Yeah, in today's game, he probably would have lasted for longer and broke every record imaginable, but he didn't. Right. And Kareem, he did. Besides being the most prolific scorer in NBA history, the guy was a flat-out winner, right? He had the most unstoppable shot in basketball history, the skyhook I'm talking about. I'm going with the guy who ran the entire race, and that, in this instance, is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Murph, this might be a first. We agree. I'm with you. But we have to move on. Who's next, my friend?
All right, another tough matchup. Baseball pioneer Jackie Robinson versus Lou Gehrig. Wow.
What do you think?
All right, what many people don't know about Robinson is that he lettered in 4 sports in college. Here he is on the football field at UCLA. Of course, he goes down in history for breaking the color barrier in baseball, and I can't see how any athlete can possibly be more impactful than he was.
Yeah, that's a tough hill to climb, but Gehrig was an RBI machine and part of the greatest 1-2 punch in baseball history with Babe Ruth. Iron Horse, of course, never missed games until he got sick with ALS, but I'm totally with you on Jackie Robinson. He joined the Dodgers when he was 28 years old, and Murph, had he been there in his early 20s, I'm going to tell you right now, his stat line would have been phenomenal.
No doubt about it. So that's it. Jackie Robinson moves on. He's the winner in this one.